if you're going to put a new bed knife on, or you're going to put a new reel on, or you're going to put both of them on, you should get your mower professionally ground by a professional, somebody at a golf course, somebody that actually has the preferred equipment, like $15,000-$20,000 grinder. I know there's people that like to brag that they got $100,000 worth of equipment out there, and you should always grind a mower because it's what you have to do, and it'll never be right if you don't. Well, you know, it's not that it's not going to cut grass. So if you work on a golf course or you have a putting green and you need to keep your putting green up, getting a grind is going to be the best option for you. Now on this mower here, I put a new bed knife on it, and it's the thick cut bed knife, so it's a little thicker. And the reel has not been ground, the bed knife has not been professionally ground, and it's just been installed. And I'm going to show you that it only cuts paper on the outsides of the reel. Now, like I said, I've been reconditioning mowers for about a year now, so I'm definitely not a professional, and you should get your reels and bed knives ground together so that they match each other. But it can be done. You can backlap a reel that is only touching on the outsides, and when you're done, it will cut paper, and you will be able to cut your residential lawn with that mower, and you will only have to maintain by backlapping. Now what they're going to say is, oh, once you backlap, it's going to go dull real quick and this and that. And this. Well, these are precision mowers. I mean, these are $25,000 mowers, brand new. So they're built a little bit differently than a residential mower. So if you're using a McLean, I mean, oh my God. I mean, those are the absolute worst when it comes to sharpness. Their bed knives are ridiculous. They're just a giant solid piece of steel. And I mean, it's ridiculous. Trust me, I had one and they're horrible. Now for a greens mower, they're built a little bit differently. The tolerances are perfect. They're built to cut golf courses. So once you backlap this mower, if it's done correctly and there's minimal contact with the reel and the bed knife, when you're done and it's slicing and dicing paper, you can fold one piece of paper over, just printer paper over one time. And if it's cutting two pieces of paper and it's slicing through both of them perfectly, trust me, your grass is going to look perfect. Okay? Grass is thicker than paper. So if it's cutting paper, believe me, it's cutting grass for sure. Now, if you're, scalping all the time, then you're going to need to do a little bit more maintenance. But if you're just maintaining your lawn, once you do this process and you start the year and you scalp, you're going to need to backlap a little bit after that. After that, if you're just maintaining your grass, you could probably get away with backlapping maybe 3 times, if that. Depending on how aggressive you're getting, how much, sand leveling you do, whether you're hitting rocks, getting nicks and chips, because believe me, you will run over something. It's going to happen. You'll hit a stick, you'll hit a rock, you'll hit some sand, something will get kicked up from the road, some kid will come throw something in your road, in your yard, you'll drop a freaking a washer or a nut or something stupid in your yard, and you'll end up nicking your reel, and then you'll have to fix that later, which, I'll show you that later if that ever happens to me again. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to show you that it's only cutting on the outside of the reel. All right, I'm going to turn this paper over double. Okay? We're going to see, boom, cutting the outside, not cutting in the middle. Okay, it's just folding over. All right, so what we're going to do We're going to start backlapping this now on a Toro Greensmaster. You need a half-inch adapter. I'm gonna try to get in here where I don't block you. It's gonna be hard to do. Let me adjust this real quick. Move you over. All right. We're gonna start backlapping this thing now. In the beginning, I'm going to use 80 grit, and then I'm going to transition to 120. So you can get this off of Amazon. It was 80, and then we'll be using 120. All right, now you can. I got these big tubs here. These are, I think I only paid like $20 for these tubs, but pin high. All right, and there's their number. Okay, you can go directly to pin high, or you can go on Amazon and buy pin high. There's other places you can buy it too. Just Google it. I mean, it'll pop up. But if you really need to get aggressive on your reel, then you would want to do 80. Like if you have a nick in your reel or something crazy, you might need to do 80 to really get it ground down fast. And then you would finish it up with 120. If you are just maintaining throughout the year and you're just like, I want to hit it, I want to hit it for about a minute or two real quick and then just wash it off just to maintain it, which you may not even have to, but I do it a couple times a year just because. So I'll just take a minute or two and backlap it with a 120 real quick just to make sure it's sharp. You can do 120. It's going to be a lot finer grit. And 80 is for the major stuff and 120 is for basically maintaining. So we're going to hit it with 80 real quick. Once you start spinning this reel backwards, which is what you'll have to do, you'll spin the reel backwards compared to the bed knife, and that is going to put an edge on this side because you're spinning the reel backwards. We're going to start with 80. We're going to see how it goes, and like I said, at the end of this we should be able to cut paper and we will go from there. So get started here now. I don't know, like I said, I'm not a professional, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start on the outsides of the reel that are touching right now. These are touching the outsides because they're the ones that are cutting paper. The middle is not cutting paper. So I'm only going to backlap the outsides of the reel for now. And as I start grinding that down, and as it starts cutting paper, you'll notice it'll start cutting paper further and further and further all the way to the middle. And you'll have to keep adjusting your reel to bed knife as you go. And as you go, it will get closer and closer and closer to the middle. So let's find out where it's not cutting. Cutting there, it's cutting there, it's cutting there. It's not cutting right here. So right after this right here, okay, right after that, it stops cutting paper. Okay, so I'm gonna backlap from there to there for a little bit, and then I'm not gonna backlap from here to here for like the first couple sessions, and that's gonna grind this down, and it's gonna leave this, and then this is gonna slowly end up matching the middle. Now let's see over here where we're at. Cutting there, not cutting here, about the same place. Okay, so we're about the same place. So over here, it stopped cutting about right there, and over here it stopped cutting about right there. Okay, so I'm gonna backlap from there to there. I'm gonna backlap from there to there for the first couple of times, and then I'm gonna wash it off with water. Okay, I'm gonna blow it off with air because it's gonna be better. Because once you want to wash it, you want to wash all the paste off, and then you want to blow it off with air. Because once you start putting paper under there, if your bed knife is wet or your reel's wet, it's just going to make your paper wet, and the paper's just going to fold over, and your paper needs to be nice and crisp. It needs to be dry. So let's see if we can't get this going. All right. In order to do what I'm doing here, you're going to need to have a reel that has enough life left on it to be able to do this kind of backlapping. Secondly, you're going to have a bed knife that has enough life on it that you will be able to do what I'm doing here also. So if your reel doesn't have a lot of life or your bed knife needs replaced, then you shouldn't be doing this because you are going to be taking some material away. So I just wanted to make that be known. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a couple of clicks. Okay, we're just going to go 1, 2. Over here, I'm going to go 1, 2. All right, and then I'm going to do it again. Same thing. I'll slowly start working it a little bit further out towards the middle on both sides. And you'll see as it's turning that it gets kind of grayish right here. And then you'll see, it'll just look different as you're turning it. And it'll look gray and it'll stop and it'll look gray. You'll kind of be able to tell how it goes. All right. Now, I'm going to rinse this guy off. So we're going to wash it off. Not gonna hurt anything by doing this as long as you dry everything off when you're done. We're gonna do that. Then we're gonna go ahead and get the drill. You can already hear it's creating space in between the reel and the bed knife. As you notice now, then when we turn it, it's not really making a whole lot of noise. That's good. Let's see where we're at on cutting paper with it. We're probably going to have to adjust it. Just the reel to bed knife again. Because once you start backlapping and you start throwing that grit in there, it's going to create extra space. Yeah, we're going to have to lower this down. And we're probably going to have to do this again, maybe once, maybe twice. But let's start off with one click. Still barely touching. Do another click. Okay. All right. I'm starting to touch a little bit more. So let's see. Good. 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 Not good there. Good. Good. Okay. Let's do another click. One. Still too much contact. But we're going to keep checking paper. We're going to see how far over it goes. In the end, we're going to hit this with 120 grit to finish it up. There. Okay. There. 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 All right. So this side right here is a little bit further. This side still seems to be close to the same. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and click this one or two more times, and I'm going to start using 120 grit. I don't want to use 80 too much because it's pretty rough stuff. And if you keep using 80 the whole time, then you may end up overdoing it and taking too much off. But I'm going to continue doing this with 120 here real quick. I'll start using that, so we'll kind of finesse it. See if we can't get it. See if we can't get it where we need to go. I'm going to go ahead and do one more click. One more click. And then go again. All right, I'm gonna do one more click. And one more click. And then I'm gonna keep going. Now, as you can see on the blade, everything looks gray. It's all grayed out. Everything looks nice and gray all the way across. That means the paste is working correctly and you're starting to get some contact right here. So we're definitely getting closer. All right, let's go ahead and wash this off. See where we're at. There. Try not to spray it all over your engine like I just did, like an idiot. Yep, we have minimal contact. Let me find my paper. Let's see where we're at now without adjusting it. We're cutting there. We're cutting there. Not cutting there. Okay, let's go find my socket here. We're gonna go 1, 2. There's one on each side. That's what that was. Cutting, cutting. Another one. In the end, what I'll do is I'll adjust it and I'll backlap it with 120. Just one more time at the very end. We're already cutting pretty close across. All right, we've done that a little bit more. We did another click on each side and we kept going. Now we're starting to work all the way across the reel. So we've done the sides pretty good. So now we're going to go all the way across the reel from left to right, putting paste on, but we will still spend just a little bit more time with the brush on the reel, on the edges, like from the center out. We'll spend a little bit more time, and then we'll brush all the way across as we're doing it. So we're almost cutting all the way across. We are good, 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 good. Actually, we are cutting all the way across. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish it up. We're going to backlap 120 one more time. I'm going to do one more click. 1, 1. And then I'm going to backlap with 120 again. Hopefully this will be for the last time. It's not super tight to where the reel won't spin, so we're in good shape. All right, now I'm going to back this thing up because my area is getting wet, and I'm going to rinse it off one more time, blow it off one more time. I'll come back and see how it's cut. All right, let's check the reel to bed knife, and let's check to see if it's cutting. Not too bad. All right, we're cutting all the way across. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hit this just for a second with 120 grit. One more time with one more click. Boom. Boom. All right, it's going to be the last time I do this. And we're going to use 120 because we don't want it to get too far. This will be last. All right, rinse this off. Blow it off with air. It's barely touching. You still got a little bit of grit in there and paper that's getting stuck in there, but it's definitely cutting all the way across. And if you see your bed knife, it's gonna have a real, I can't get that thing to focus, but you're gonna have a tiny, tiny indentation right there where you were backlapping into the bed knife. See that right there? That's why I got the thick one, because so you can do a little backlapping, and you got tons of life left on the reel. So this reel has a lot of life left on it, and the bed knife is totally fine after backlapping. All right, now that we're completely done, I have one sheet of printer paper, and the reel is making contact, but not very much. All the way across.